So this exercise is the supine hip lift. Works the posterior chain, so hamstrings, glutes, lower back, with the glutes and lower back muscles being components of the lumbopelvic hip complex. So we'll take this exercise through stabilization, strength, and power. Stabilization phase involves slow concentric isometric pause and then slow eccentric movement up and down, trying to use the glute muscles to lift the hips as far off the ground as possible. Strength stage involves adding external load. In this case, we've got a barbell held in the hip crease. Again, we've got slow concentric, short isometric hold, and then slow eccentric movement through the range of motion. Then we've got the power stage, which involves a fast, powerful concentric movement, and then still a slow, controlled eccentric movement. So this exercise can be done unilaterally, so with one knee pulled towards the chest so that you're only driving the opposite heel into the floor, working on that side. That can help correct some muscular imbalances with the glutes. Great exercise. You can also use a rubber band to provide resistance if you can figure out a way to rig up a rubber band to kind of run across the hip crease and then be anchored to something so that it provides adequate resistance. This exercise is really good for developing the end range of motion. Deadlifts and squats work kind of the beginning range of motion of those hip extenders. So by the time the athlete's standing all the way up, either with a barbell on their back or held in their hands in the deadlift, there's not a lot of strain on the end range of motion for those hip extensors because they're not working against gravity so much. So this is a good exercise to kind of supplement those movements. The importance of training the core properly or progressing the core movement or core training properly. The stabilization phase makes sure that the local and global stabilizer systems that work within the core can provide appropriate support for the spine, and that all the small muscles and joints and spinal areas are in proper alignment so you reduce the risk of injury. Once you've got efficient movement established by doing stabilization training, then you can progress to the strength and power phases. So that is the prone hip lift.